What's up, guys? It's your boy, the Texas Gamer here, and today we are back with the highly anticipated Super Bowl 59 matchup between the Dallas Cowboys and the New York Jets. For the first time since 1995, the Dallas Cowboys are fighting for the Lombardi Trophy. Let's see what happens, and it's all coming to you next.
Welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League. Madden Football is the home of the Super Bowl, and this historic matchup is brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Jets and the Cowboys. All that and more coming up next.
No single building has played host to more Super Bowls than this one right here. The Caesars Superdome in the Crescent City of New Orleans. This is Super Bowl 59, and we've got an outstanding matchup on tap. The moment is upon us, and we've got what should be an epic one here, as it'll be the AFC champion New York Jets taking on the NFC champions, the Dallas Cowboys. Brandon Gaudin along with Charles Davis, and what a season it's been for our AFC champions. I mean, this was a fight just to get to the Super Bowl. You got to figure that they are very battle-tested and ready.
I'd agree with you 100% about that. You don't get there without having those types of attributes, and that's what you look for in a Super Bowl team. Character, confidence, these guys don't lack for either one of those. Now they're here. Now they're ready to win.
Meanwhile, for the Cowboys, the wait is over. This has been, of course, one of the preeminent franchises in American sports history. They've had a bumpy ride along the way, but they're back in the Super Bowl for the first time since Super Bowl 30 in 1996.
And, partner, when you say this is the first time back in the Super Bowl since 1996, Super Bowl 30, I'm blown away. One of the preeminent franchises in the NFL. You would have thought they'd been here multiple times since then. The Cowboys want to add another Super Bowl title and bring it home to Dallas.
And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. Operating from the 27 now. Here's 2nd and 3. First carry for the Iowa State man, Breece Hall. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Call it no gain that time, as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. Throwing now is Rodgers. And the Cowboys pressure gets there this time for the sack. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. But defensively, you really can't script the start much better. You get a 3 and out and a sack.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that. They kept them short of a first down on 1st and 2nd down. And then on 3rd down, they pick up a sack. What tremendous momentum for them to start this game.
Now Hill to return it. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50, 1st and 10. So here are the Cowboys now ready to go on offense for the first time. They will be led out by the 6-foot lefty from Alabama. It's Tua Tagovailoa.
As we begin the Super Bowl, we're looking at one of the game's most important players. And whether he's the centerpiece of the offense or taking a backseat to his teammates, offenses always look to the quarterback to be a leader in moments like this. He's got to be that calm, composed pillar out there who stays level-headed and keeps everyone focused on the task at hand.
They run with a dangerous Saquon Barkley. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. 3rd and 8. Tua going to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he will have a Cowboys first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. They'll give it to Barkley off the option play. And he pushes through a would-be tackler to get about 3 yards, 2nd down. This Super Bowl, of course, just a huge one for this head coach. The first time he's walked the sidelines in a game of this magnitude, and I might normally ask the cliche, what's going through his mind right now, but maybe the better question, CD, what do you think are the pitfalls of being a first-time head coach in this game?
Well, you know it's something that he thought about, Brandon, and he had to, and he was thinking about it long before he got to this stage. As the season progressed and he saw that his team was good, if he was smart, he started to make plans right then and there. Reach out to other coaches who've been there before. Find out how they handled winning, losing, handling all the ticket situations, travel, practice, all those things. And then trust your gut, make your best decision, and put it all out there and give your team their best chance to win.
A handoff to Barkley on the option. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Up the middle with Barkley. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation? We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. A give to Barkley out of the gun. Able to power through. Breaks free again. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Saquon Barkley. A 13-yard touchdown run. And the Cowboys are on the board first here in this Super Bowl. You talk about certain guys just having a nose for the end zone. He's one of them, and he was not going to be denied there.
And defensively, especially in the red zone, you've got to be able to at least slow him down and hold on for dear life. But he's able to get out of a couple of tackles there, and not enough people got there in time. Pretty poor on that defensive side of the ball.
Now the extra point up and good by Aubrey. And that makes the score 7-0. A 10-play drive that time. And it's capped off by a touchdown run from Saquon Barkley. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. They trail early on in this Super Bowl as they come up 1st and 10. And he'll be taken down here as it will take us to the end of the first quarter. We are just getting started here at Super Bowl 59 in New Orleans. 1 quarter in the books. And we are back. Biggest game of the year, the Super Bowl, and both teams ready for the start of the second quarter. On play action, it's Rodgers. Looking for Thomas, but that's intercepted. Picked up by Malik Hooker. Inside the 20. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. They'll motion the tight end across the formation. After the turnover, it's Tua. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
And to put it mildly, this is a tough spot defensively. They have to come right back out and defend their red zone. But how about that good first step towards forcing them to settle for at least 3 points? I think they're also thinking bigger right now. Imagine being able to stop them totally and change the momentum.
And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'm guaranteed he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. So on 4th down, out is Brandon Aubrey for the Cowboy field goal. From the left hash, this from 34. And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Here's the Jet offense now. They head out to take over. They're still in search of an initial first down as they come up here 1st and 10. Now Hall to start the drive. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Defenses always talk about earning the right to rush the passer on 3rd down. And you know what offenses want? Win first down so they can set things up for themselves better.
And that wasn't helpful there. Not a big impact on 1st down. He dumps this one off here to Hall. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. That'll be a pickup of 10 as they try to recover from this 10-point deficit. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. To throw, it's Rodgers. Open man here is Conklin. So just 3 yards on the completion there, and that'll make it 2nd down.
It's vitally important to wrap him up immediately because if you let that big guy get ahead of steam up, boy, then you got real trouble trying to get him down.
But they're able to hold him to a short gain on 1st down. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. Defensively, though, they had a chance there to hit him for a loss. Couldn't get it done.
Looked like someone was able to knife into the backfield, but he wasn't able to get him down. But his compatriots, they were able to grab him at the line of scrimmage and not let him get any further downfield.
And he's got a 1st down as he's up to the... And now following that last play, I do believe we're going to get a review here. Yes, indeed, the red flag is out. The thing that they'll be looking at is a spot of the football, and this is always such a tough one for officials to get exactly right.
Not just because of how fast the game's going, but just trying to get the right sight line to the football. That's not always easy. We'll see what they decide here.
So not successful there on the challenge, and he'll have to be careful from here on out because he'll only have 1 challenge remaining. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earn a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
And he's fortunate to get anything from that. Give him a yard up to the 49. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Flushed out right. And they'll bring him down right at midfield, and he is well short of the 1st down. Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on 4th down. 2 minutes on the clock in the 2nd quarter of this Super Bowl. Now the veteran Thomas Morstead on to punt it away. They'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And this will depend on the spot as it sails out of bounds. And they'll say it sailed out at the 10-yard line. The offense takes the field, and we turn our attention to Saquon Barkley. He's been effective so far, over the 40-yard mark here in the 2nd quarter. Don't forget about those guys up front, though. They've been effective, too.
The leverage game has been in their favor. They've been the ones who've been able to bend their knees, drop their hips, and get a little bit lower than the guys on the other side of the football. And they've moved them out of the way for the runner.
Sometimes that's tough for those big fellas.
Not an easy thing for them to do.
The drive starting with a 1st down, 11 yards on that pickup. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. Off of play action, Tagovailoa. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Jermaine Johnson credited with that sack. Barkley, inside handoff. And he'll be out of bounds up past the 10-yard line. Give him 4 yards there, but still in a big hole, 3rd and long.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. It fights him off. And this turns into disaster. He's not going to get forward progress. That'll be a safety. And you don't want to pin this all on the quarterback, even when the pressure's coming. Not easy for them, but that's just something you can't do, is take that sack in the end zone.
No, you can't. But for all defensive line coaches, they're celebrating everywhere. Because what do they tell us in our meetings? It's all about the get-off, beating the offensive line at the snap of the football.
The Jets going to take over now late in this first half. And with just under a minute to go, they might try to think about mounting a drive here if they can and get in the end zone. Could potentially tie this game up. So jumping from his free safety spot.
That tells you how aggressive they are on defense, doesn't it? They get everyone involved. He was a little too fast on that play.
Now Rodgers. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. From midfield, here's Rodgers. And he will go down. A Cowboys sack. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Escaping the pressure. Well, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. 1st and 2nd down were a disaster. Both went backwards. Now it's 3rd and 18. They need something big. Out of the gun, they run it with Hall. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call, mark off the 5, and keep it moving.
And the penalty helps, but not a whole lot. It's still 3rd and long. To throw is Rodgers. They shakes him off, but now he's swallowed up and taken down. Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss. So we've reached halftime here in the Super Bowl as we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. What a season this has been. Hard to believe it ends tonight, as we'll get back to you guys for the second half of this Super Bowl in just a moment. Here, it was the always dangerous Saquon Barkley with the impressive first half. He wound up finding the end zone on a touchdown run to help give his guys the advantage here at the break. We were certainly treated to an entertaining first half. Both these teams with some high points and maybe a couple of low points as well. So it's going to be a question of who can be the most disciplined team going forward. Both teams making their final adjustments of the season during this long halftime break. Who will claim the Lombardi Trophy? To find out, we go back to Brandon and Charles in New Orleans for the second half of Super Bowl 59.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. And a stoppage here. We're going to need to take a moment as a Jet was shaken up on that one. Hopefully, obviously, nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And I think you'd have to say their coaching staff, all things considered, had to be pleased with their performance in the first half of this Super Bowl.
Definitely pleased, doing their best not to show it to their team, of course, because as you and I both know, their mantra all season long has been finish. Get the job done. They know how close they are to lifting that trophy. One more solid half of football, and they can do exactly that.
And the pressure gets there, and Tua is going to be taken down. Hassan Reddick, credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. Under pressure, and they got to him again. Hassan Reddick drops him again for the second straight play, and it brings up 4th down.
How about that, partner? His second sack of the game, and that puts him in some pretty good company. 17 guys have had 2 sacks. And
from their own end zone, it's a fake. And this is caught. He's got room past the 30, but he will not make the first down marker. That'll be a turnover on downs. How about that for a call? Leading in the second half, fake punt, but this one's going to work against them.
And, partner, I love a fake punt as much as anyone. In fact, I might love it more than other people, but in this case, probably a step too far because not only does it not work, but look at the field position they gave up after the attempt.
And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. Throwing is Rodgers. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
you get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be in.
And the Cowboys' pressure gets there this time for the sack. Here's Thomas Morstead now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. They bring the pressure at a very short kick. And now where will the side judge stop his walk? That's the question. He says it crossed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
And here's Morstead now as he sends this one away. This one will sail out of bounds. It'll depend on the spot here. And the side judge says that went out at the 7-yard line. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. And can you believe it? It's a second safety in this ball game.
At this point, I think it's a surprise when he isn't close to being sacked on a passing down. The amount of times he's hit the deck today, I think a lot of us are reading safety before they even took the snap. Simply a merciless pass rush every step of the game, and that rush earns a crowning achievement there.
The New York set to take the field. And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points.
DeMarcus Lawrence in there to get him. That is the 6th time that they have sacked him tonight. Straight ahead is Hall. Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. Now they'll bring 4 receivers into the fold here. It's 3rd and long. Now Rodgers. Can't get away, and he's taken down. Multiple rushers break through to drop him for the 7th time this game. Here's Thomas Morstead now, standing just about on his own goal line. And this returnable for Hill. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Cowboys are going to take over in great position here with a 1st and 10. And they'll come out with a 3 tight end look on the first play of the drive. Here's a give to Barkley. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown, so a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
And he will cross the 30 down to the 29-yard line. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on 3rd down? Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the 1st. They'll try to run for it with Barkley. And the broken tackle helps lead to a 1st down gain. Now a running play here with Lamb. And he's taken down after a gain of 3 as they move it from the 22 to the 19.
Not your conventional play call, but that's okay. You probe the defense a little bit with some of everything in your playbook. That way they have to account for everything as the game moves on.
And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. So that's the end of 3 here in Super Bowl 59 from Caesars Superdome. And there's just one quarter that remains in this edition of the biggest game of the year, the Super Bowl, as we get set for the 4th quarter. A handoff to Barkley. And he is not going to get to the marker as they stop him short at the 14. It's a gain of 5, but it'll lead to a 4th down. So give him the 1st down. 1st and goal after a pickup of 4, and the decision to go for it pays off. Remember, that was 4th and a full 2 yards. There's a big difference between that and 4th and maybe 6 inches or a yard.
Yeah, you're exactly right, because when it's that 6 inches, you just fall forward and you pick it up, right? You just go quarterback sneak. But having to move bodies, that means you actually have to execute because they know what you're going to do. How are you going to make the right play call and get everyone into the right spot and win at the line of scrimmage? That's what they did there.
Well, now they'll try the end around. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4.
It's a bit of a dangerous part of the field for them to break into their bag of tricks, but for a minute there, I thought it was going to set up perfectly for them. Instead, they don't get into the end zone, but they do pick up positive yardage.
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Cowboys. Saquon Barkley, his 2nd touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Cowboys are starting to pull away in the 4th quarter of this Super Bowl. They're going to run it with Barkley. And he got it on the touchdown run, but he won't get in here. He'll be stopped short, and they'll come up empty on the try for 2. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Now the Jets offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. And we're at the time of this Super Bowl where, look, they need points. And they need them badly. Trailing here in the 4th quarter as they begin this drive 1st and 10. Rodgers going to throw. He throws and he hits the slant route to Thomas. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. A good start there on this 4th quarter drive. They need more of what we just saw.
Down a couple of scores. There's still time, all right? It's not like they're totally out of it, but they have to score quickly, and they're going to need some big-time plays, chunk plays, explosive plays. They need yardage on each snap.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Try to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And the Cowboys are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line. But here in the 4th quarter, defensively, you know that you're just going to blanket the field with defensive backs and say, okay, take your best shot. And that time, it's intercepted.
And we've often seen teams go into the prevent early, way too early. And sometimes they get too soft in their coverages, but not in this case. They understood the situation.
And this is caught. Touchdown, Cowboys. Tyreek Hill, 60 yards. And the Cowboys are feeling good as they extend their lead in this Super Bowl.
Well, this is exactly where I expect teams to take a shot. Right after a turnover, you count on the defense being a little bit jumbled coming out on the field, maybe catch them back on their heels, and that's exactly what they did there. They threw it downfield and really created a big play.
You said jumbled. They were the definition of jumbled defensively. One play and into the end zone. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. The Jets offense and Aaron Rodgers getting set for their next drive. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And their Super Bowl hopes are dwindling here in the fourth. That AFC crown from 2 weeks ago starting to seem like a distant memory. And this one just has not gone as they had hoped. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, third down. The offense on third down tonight, they've had their troubles. Just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 4. Working from the gun, Rodgers. And Rodgers intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by DeMarvion Overshow. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. And that pretty much has been the storyline, Charles. This defense, they seem to be one step ahead from the start of the game until now.
And you identified it perfectly, and we can see the frustration that's settling in now. And it's probably been there for a long time, but now it's evident because you can see it in their faces, you can see it in their body language, maybe even a little bit in that play call that ended up maybe closing them out.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Javon Kinlaw in there to get him. That is the 6th time that they have sacked him tonight. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Here's Tua. Under pressure, they got him again. Multiple rushers break through to drop him for the 7th time this game. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports.
So when you have good field position to start a drive and you give up back-to-back sacks, that can be demoralizing for a team.
Tua sets up to pass it. And he's going to go down again. Quentin Williams, 2 plays in a row now that he has gotten in there for the sack, and it brings up 4th down.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Oh, he stays, but he can't get away forever, and down he goes. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now it's Rodgers. And he will go down. A Cowboys sack. The decision made for them. They've got to go. It's 4th down. It got his man complete. And finally, he's taken down at the 18. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds remaining. Rodgers now to throw. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Here's Rodgers to throw.
Well, that play was certainly a little bit different because on the previous play, he was sacked. This time, protection a lot better. Had time to survey the field and still couldn't find an open receiver.
Here's Rodgers. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Trayvon Diggs. And the Cowboys will take over here at their own 12-yard line. For this defense, CD, that's kind of the icing on the cake here as we get to the end of this one.
And didn't you feel that they weren't just going into total prevent there? You know, they had the lead, and sometimes you fall back and you lose your aggressiveness. Not in this case. They were still making a play on the football, and look how that one turned out. They may have salted this one away.
And a most curious way there to burn some clock. That was wild, and at the end of all that, it winds up a safety.
At this point, I think it's a surprise when he isn't close to being sacked on a passing down. The amount of times he's hit the deck today, I think a lot of us are reading safety before they even took the snap. Simply a merciless pass rush every step of the game, and that rush earns a crowning achievement there.
Free kick out of bounds. Kicking team.
And that flag accepted. Here's 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Rodgers. He's going to let it fly. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Wow, this defense has been so stingy all game long. No reason to think it's suddenly going to open up now. They took their shot, but this, like mid, falls incomplete.
And they just took a timeout with 2 seconds to go. This one obviously decided. Not sure they needed to take it, but we'll take it with them. One final try for Rodgers. We've seen this before. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game. And the Dallas Cowboys will hoist the Lombardi Trophy. They are the kings of the NFL. For the victors getting to hoist that Lombardi Trophy, you know, we've talked to guys that have done it, and they say there's no better feeling in sports.
I don't know how there can be. The journey to get to this game is incredible. And then to finally break through and win it when all eyes are on this game alone because there's nothing else going on, that's just got to be absolutely amazing. The task, incredible. But the accomplishment, forever.
Commissioner Goodell doing the honors as he hands the Lombardi Trophy to America's team, the Dallas Cowboys, champions of Super Bowl 59. So that will conclude our coverage this year on EA Sports. I want to thank my partner, Charles Davis, for another incredible season together in the booth. Till the fall, folks, Brandon Gaudin saying good night from New Orleans.